Welcome back, coders, to a brand new episode of the Code Word. Tonight, we got an extra special show for you because we got a couple really cool things we're doing. First off, introduce my co-host, Mr. Delightful Dylan.
Well, hello.
Yeah, you know he's cool. And what's more important is that we're going to be doing a giveaway. This is the first major giveaway that we're doing for the channel in kind of an official capacity. But I managed to get my hands on some Fortnite for iOS codes. I got 3, actually. And so periodically throughout the show, we'll be giving them out. I'll be asking you guys to go ahead and mention the code word in the comments, and whoever I see do that first during those times will be granted that code, and we'll make sure to send that over to you guys. Just for some housekeeping purposes, the code word of the night is mobile, because it's going to be legit. Otherwise, I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Twitter is at game_KOD3, or I think you're at D3 Lightful Dylan, or what is it?
That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Delightful Dylan.
Okay. Delightful Dylan with a 3. And then, what? Oh, you won't unpose. Well, Jimmy Y, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. And additionally, you can also follow us on, or you can go ahead and support us on patreon.com/GameKOD3. That's the quickest way to help us out and make sure that we're able to bring you cooler content and more exciting stuff. But if you want to get something for it, buy our Teespring shirt. It's in the comments. It's in the, all this stuff is in the description. Go check it all out. Just right down below me.
I already bought my shirt. I know that.
Yeah, so did I. I'm pumped, man. I'm super pumped. Game code shirts, man, and I think they're pretty cool. What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. I love the simplistic GK. Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think. We're gonna make different versions of it as we go along, but this is the first round, and they are going to be limited. We're only gonna sell 20 of these right now. Gonna keep it super limited. So if you have a GK shirt, then holy goodness, you're cool. And then we'll do other designs. Awesome. Well, I'm very excited to have everyone in here. I got 5 viewers so far. So let's kick this off. We wanted to start off the show just talking about some real cool stuff regarding the 2 launches of Fortnite on mobile and the surprise announcement of PUBG Mobile, right? Like in the US.
Out of fucking nowhere, yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on it? You've played a little bit of both, right?
Yeah. Honestly, the mobile versions of the games are almost backwards, in my opinion.
Yeah,
from the PC version. So the PUBG mobile is like super assisted, easy as fuck.
Yes,
like
weird, right?
Fortnite wasn't as like aim assisted, at least. I don't know if that was like intentional or what they were going for, but for PUBG especially, it was just fucking. I was mowing people down. It was insane.
Yeah, so specifically about that, like, so Fortnite seems to be like right now, right out the box, if you download it, which you guys might get to today, right out the box, you're going to play a harder core version of the game. Like, it is harder to play that version. That being said, if you're playing only against mobile players, they're still worse than console players, so you'll probably get some good kills if you're good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I still, on both versions, I still got more kills than I normally would have with the PC version. The gameplay that I was giving. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But the PUBG shit, man, holy fuck.
So I've actually looked into that a little bit. Did you hear about this? Like the news story that kind of came out?
I haven't really been following it.
Okay, so interesting thing. It turns out that PUBG might be putting bots in your initial matches. Not exclusively. You'll be mixing it in with like real people, but the major like first matches, like first like 10, 12 matches, you're going to have like the majority of the people are going to be potentially bots. That's what I'm hearing. There's no confirmation from the developer. Obviously, I don't think Tencent is going to come out and be like, yeah, we're putting bots in there. Yeah, to make it super easy. But I think the idea is like they're trying to really go out there and like push the easier factor early on, get people high on the game, and then ease them into what is going to be a really intense version.
I get that, but in the matches that I played on PUBG, like bot or not, like I was locking on and killing people way easier than I was on Fortnite.
Yeah, so my early matches, I found like that was a lot easier. That being said, I'm still getting like 15 to 17 kills a game. So it's like,
yeah, which is
shit.
For Battle Royale game, like That's
That's
insane.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's
I'm getting
like,
like 5 or 6 in like Fortnite.
yeah, because if you look at like PC, like the highest kill in the world for a single player Fortnite player is 26 kills. And if we're getting
Really?
we're getting in the teens, like I got 9 kills in my third round of Fortnite Mobile.
Oh
Like
wow, that's impressive.
in solo. So if I'm getting even half of what the top player in the fucking world is getting,
And we're
like,
not that great,
yeah,
let's be honest. We're
especially on
okay.
mobile. Like I don't play mobile shooters. Like
Yeah.
that's not a thing. So yeah, I mean it's different. It's fun. I'm glad they gave it to us.
Yeah. I've been surprised. I thought they were gonna
And
be bad translations. I actually think
it's
the
free.
yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. The one thing I have a problem with is that PUBG Mobile is better than the Xbox version of PUBG.
It
Can
is.
we both? It's like
And
way better. It's like
it's free as fuck.
yeah.
Which is weird. So, but I haven't really looked into it too much. Maybe you have. PUBG Mobile, is it being uh sustained by a different company? Like I know Bluehole like licensed it out. Is it
So it's built from the ground up by a different company
okay?
called
Okay.
Tencent. Let me look this up real
Yeah,
quick.
I think that's
Um,
it.
I don't know how to say it. That's the downside. But yeah, I think it's hold on, I got this. Hold on. I'm going to the iTunes page to check this out. Yeah, Tencent Mobile International. This is one of the biggest mobile companies on the planet, actually.
Yeah.
They've done conversions of all your favorite like games and stuff like that. Like they are one of the biggest players in the world. So like they definitely know what they're doing. That being
Yeah, I
said,
mean the game plays well. I'm not bagging on them. It's just interesting that they just kind of sold the license and was like, here.
100%. It was real interesting to see that they were just like, hey, take it, make basically a different version of this game.
Yeah.
But okay, I know a lot of people are like, hey, put Fortnite on Switch, put a PUBG on Switch, and I'm like, okay, I'm down with it, but you better not put the fucking or like existing console version uh
No. The
of
mobile version would
PUBG.
be better.
I was like, put the mobile version. I want to play that
Uh,
version on Switch. That's so
yeah.
weird. The UI's better. Like what?
It's really it's more uh like immersive, it feels like, than the console version, just because the console's so fucking janky. Like
Yeah. Now I'll give them credit. I've heard they've made some strides, but I have not played it since launch
I've
because it was so janky.
yeah, I've thrown it up, like I try once every couple weeks, and it's still, I mean, compared to the PC version, it's never gonna be there, obviously. But
Exactly.
man, it's rough.
Okay.
The yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's especially with them announcing the 2 new maps that they're working on right now for the
Oh yeah.
PC. Like it's gonna take leaps and bounds for the consoles to ever catch up, like hype wise.
Yeah. That being said, the Fortnite version is like crazy close to the
Yeah.
actual like Xbox version. It's like
If
almost the
I
same.
I feel like, yeah, if I had a plug and play controller for my iPhone, it would be
The
on
same
par.
game.
Like
Yeah. It's
it
incredible.
runs just as well. It runs just like graphically it's there. Like I don't have it really like at frame rate issues really even. And I'm only
Mhm.
running on the 8 plus, so I'm not even running on the
I have
X
a
or
little bit
anything.
more than that. Than your 8 Plus runs it significantly better than my 7. I'll say that. Like my
Yeah.
iPhone 7 struggles a little bit with Fortnite. PUBG,
Okay.
it's like butter. But like Fortnite for sure, especially late in matches, I
Yeah.
noticed because my phone's heated up, it's like definitely throttling or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I can feel it getting warm on my phone. I'm sure the Xbox or iPhone X is just a fucking
Just
monster on
just
it,
monsters it,
but
yeah.
I'm not dropping $1,000 for a fucking phone. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a whole nother stream. Anyway, that seems like a perfect time for us to go ahead and say, mention the code word in the comments,
Heyo.
and we'll get our first winner for Fortnite on iOS. If you guys mention it in the comments, the first person I see to do that will get a copy. All you got to do is get me your email, and I'll send it over. That will
And
be
be a
it.
subscriber.
And be a subscriber to YouTube. If you're not a subscriber to YouTube, if I find that out, you done.
You done so.
Nathan Crosby, welcome to the stream. Blackbird. I think they should change the screenshots for PUBG in the Xbox store. It looks like the PC version. That's what people expect, but when they buy, that's not what they get. That's a fair point.
Okay, so that just jogged my memory. Why the fuck do we not have ranking systems like they have on PUBG Mobile on the PC?
Yeah. I don't
Like,
know, man. PUBG Mobile is so good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
not
surprised.
only does it have like ranking systems, which just automatically makes me want to play it more because of that, but it also gives you rewards. Like you get clothing rewards for ranking up a certain amount. You can get fucking BP awards. Like I want that. I want that on the PC, and it wouldn't hurt their bottom line. You're still dropping $30 on the game, and 2 out of 3 players is putting money into a fucking chest. So I don't see why they can't do that. So I'm hoping they take some cues and throw that on that roadmap they put out for 2018.
100%. Now PUBG PC has gotten some cool new update, and I guess it's live on their live servers too. It's the like special mode version, so you can like try their special modes that they're testing. I think that's cool. I'd like to see that kind of stuff to go to mobile.
8-man crews, I believe, was one of them.
Yeah, there's one thing that I'll say that Fortnite. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, Fortnite's done that. They put out their 20-man teams and 50-man teams, and they kind of play around with those ideas to see what sticks. But I mean, so far the 4-man squad seems to be the best bet. I mean,
8-man seems interesting. It seems crowded though. Like it seems crowded.
8-man seems like too much just for the casual player. Because you have to have 7 other players if you want a full squad of your friends. You know what I mean?
Intense. That's
intense. Like 4, you can gather up 4 people around the same time.
Almost any night, yeah.
Yeah, but to get 8 people, you're starting to walk into like MMO territory where you have to like have a schedule. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, viewers, don't forget, drop the code word.
The code word's mobile. What?
It's literally in the description. All you got to do is scroll down just a hair. I was doing this like earlier. You got to do that, and then you can get a copy of Fortnite on iOS. Don't forget that. Speaking of Fortnite on iOS, I think one huge advantage it has, while it's not cross-platform. I mean, it's not on Android yet. It is cross-platform, and from what I can tell, I don't think any of the limitations that they were saying were there, which is like you can't cross-play with PS4, Xbox, and PC, are there. Because I've played with multiple people on consoles and it was fine.
Yeah. So I ran into mobile players while playing on the Xbox already. And you can definitely tell they're mobile players. But I do like the idea that they have it cross-platform, like cross-server, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think that essentially there's no way like you're ever going to balance that. But I don't think that's the goal. I think if you're going to play cross-platform, you just want to play with your friends. You might know you're at a disadvantage, but maybe you don't have an Xbox. Maybe you don't have a PC. I think it's fair. Get more people playing. Who cares?
And I mean, I understand like PUBG might have a little bit more struggle just because it is a separate like company that's taking care of it right now. Like they might not have the access to the both servers and stuff that the PCs using and everything, and the like Xbox have set away. But I mean, I don't see why they can't just add them in or make like a second. They could have like ranked play and casual play and just make it so casual play is cross-platform. You know what I mean?
Which I could see that
being a larger. Oh yeah, I could see that being like a hit point. Is people saying, "Well, my stats shouldn't be affected by mobile players," but if you make it casual and ranked, then you should. Then ranked is exclusive to your console or your rig. Like that should be fine. I don't see that being an issue. That should be an easy answer.
Even just drop those stats. Like if you're playing with mobile players on a server, then you don't get stats for that. And here's the thing: is like you have to in Fortnite, you have to like ask to be there. You know what I mean? Like you have to be cross-playing with your friends, and then only people who are cross-playing will be matched with you. You're not going to get matched with like a PC-only server, and you'd be like the one odd man out on solo. That will never happen. So that's one advantage. And the one thing I will say that PUBG can't do this the same way, and this is a big disadvantage, is that simply there is massive differences in the geometry and the layout of the levels. Like it wouldn't match up. Like some of the houses don't have certain rooms and stuff like that. So it's different.
And I mean, Fortnite does have its hinges too. Like you can't build like you can. So even between console and PC, the building techniques is 100% different because you just can't do it as fast as PC. So I mean, if you have mobile, console, and PC all on the same match, I could see that being obviously
Mm-hmm.
the PC players know what they're doing. Even a bad PC player could probably outplay most or all the mobile players for the most part.
Unless
And
you're like the best in the world, and even then,
Yeah.
it's like it's pretty close. Like
even then, because I mean, that game specifically, like it's really heavy on knowing how to fire and how to build at the same time, and
yeah,
like
which I
when to
don't
do both. And on mobile, you just almost can't build. Like
not at the not both at the
not
same
at the
time.
speed, not at the speed or the style that you need to. That's the meta right now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now the meta changes. I mean, you know,
Agreed.
it used to be 6 months ago, Fortnite was less building and more shooting. If it went back towards that, you know, through weapon mods or however they would change it or nerf things. But for right now, if you can't build, you're not going to be in the top, 100 in the world. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Give me just a second. We might be able to get Adam in here for this next part. Let's see if I can.
Yeah. I think he asked for a link.
Yeah, I didn't want to like send it while we were in the middle of conversation, but yeah, no, I totally agree. I think the mobile versions are surprisingly good. I was not expecting it.
Yeah,
PUBG was a very much a reaction. It had to be a reaction too.
Had to have been, right? It was less than
like 24 hours.
It was less than a week.
Hours?
Yeah, it was
crazy.
less than a week. Anything in less than a week is reactionary in the entertainment world, it seems.
Yeah. The reason I want to bring in Adam, hopefully he can jump in here, is he's played Sea of Thieves with me, and that is actually where I was going to transition to. Now, I did want to kind of start things off a little bit with just you having talking to me a little bit about some questions that you might have in the game. Hey, what's up, Adam? Welcome. To
Hey, hold on. There we go. Okay.
Sorry. Oh man.
So, yeah, Adam, this is we're pretty much done with mobile Fortnite and PUBG, but do you have any last final thoughts on that?
Not really.
Did we kind of cover everything? Okay, cool. That's
I think my only point was, like I told you, it's a nice way to play if it's your only way to play.
Exactly.
So past that, I'd much rather play on anything else.
Yeah, I've only played when I can't have access
to the computer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, other than the streams to show you guys, which we'll probably be doing after. But what we're going to be transitioning to is Sea of Thieves impressions early on. I know Adam and I have gotten a chance to play a little bit. I'm sad that Dylan can't join us quite yet for that. But yeah, do you have any questions about it so far, Dylan? I'm sure you've heard reactions online and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, and I've watched quite a few videos already. But just overall, what do you guys think of the style of the game? Like, do you like the whole first person
styling? Is dead on.
Yeah.
I think that's Rare did what Rare does, and that thing exudes character.
Yeah, it makes you want to be in the world. That's probably its strongest aspect, is you feel like you're sailing a ship on the high seas, becoming a pirate, kind of trying to build yourself up. You tend to fall into characters as you're playing along, which I think is one of the strongest things that it does. Mm-hmm. So yeah, visually, sound wise, all of it's top notch so far.
Are you happy with they went with the first person route, or would you have rather a third person?
First person.
I like it. Yeah. I've thought about it, and the more I've thought about it, the less I'm interested in it being third person. I feel like it would quickly, I don't know. It makes you feel like you're exhibiting the role.
Yeah. If first person puts you in those.
That's from what I've seen, especially during the battles, when you run into other players, it seems like the first person, if it was third person, you would have too much situational awareness.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, you can easily lose track of pirates that board your ship.
Because sometimes the chaos of you just not looking left when you should have. Like
the time when the guy ended up right behind me.
Yeah.
On stream last night. That was the scariest thing I've ever had happen. He's waving behind me. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I feel like they went the right route with this person on that point of it.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say though is that specifically having to do with progression, and obviously since they're not doing a vertical progression system, and
I wouldn't even call it progression.
Yeah, it's more like cosmetics. It's like designing yourself in the world.
Yeah.
But it not being in third person actually is detrimental to that aspect of it, because you don't see yourself. So it's not like you care as much about what you look like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about for
showing
off
off
people. Yeah, exactly. It's a bragging right thing.
Yeah.
Your ship though, I think matters. That's something I'm excited for.
Now, does the ship changes? Do those actually affect like the?
No, there's no stats.
No stats.
Zero
okay.
stats.
Zero
And there's
stats.
very good reason for it, because otherwise you'd be griefed constantly, and it would
Yeah.
suck. Suck
Yeah.
so bad. It already sucks when you're in a little schooner and a fucking galleon with like a well-organized crew comes up and just destroys you. The
Now,
Poon
how
Schoon
many-
is not built for this.
Now, how many different types of ships are there?
Just
Two.
Two, just the two. Okay.
Just the two.
I've seen the two different ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I expect that might be an area where they might change some
Yeah.
things up. Because
Okay.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where the game goes. I'm having a lot of fun with it right now, and I don't see myself like being bored anytime soon. That being said,
I'm getting there.
yeah, I knew you were going to be closer to that. Like, you're not
Yeah,
super
I
into
just-
games without vertical progression, though.
No, it's not even about the progression. It's we've already done everything the game has to offer.
Maybe. I feel like that's
No,
where we're missing a big
we
thing.
Have, and I'm
No one
realizing
even
now.
knows what a legendary pirate status does.
I'm realizing now that this is basically a glorified what do they call it on Steam? Like green light game. It's a green light game. It's a
I
green
think
light
that's
game.
no. I think that's way over
I
harsh.
think-
Like,
I think if this game had a little more time to stew, it might have been where I want it to be. But I think
that's
I think they rushed it out
way
because
oversimplification.
I think Xbox needed something.
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
not saying I
at all.
don't like it. I'm having fun, but I don't see myself touching this game in a month or two. If this is
And
all,
that might be
if
the
they
first
don't,
content
if
update.
they
That's what I was
don't
gonna say,
add
yeah.
anything in the next 2 months, I might bail.
That's fair. That's fair. I think this is a very polarizing game because personally, I have had very few games that are as fun, just as a crew, just having a good time,
but
not
here's
even thinking about like what's next.
But that's my thing is I'm having fun playing with you guys, but I'm not necessarily having fun playing. If that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
Like
Maybe
I like hanging out
explain
with
a little bit more.
playing with you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
But the minute it's like, okay, we're gonna go get this treasure chest, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go get this treasure chest.
The other thing is
like being in a group with you guys, but when it
Yeah.
comes to the actual game, it's just routine.
I think if you let it become
Like the difference between like this and like the Division. It's basically the same thing. You pick a mission, you go beat the boss. Pick a mission,
Do
go
it
beat the
5
boss.
times.
But
Yeah.
the difference is every time you do that, the game gets harder. I think the
the
issue
game does
here.
get harder.
I think the issue here is this game doesn't have stats, so you can't make the game harder because you can't make yourself better.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like it does get harder. We've seen almost nothing so far. Like there are different types of enemies that we haven't even faced. We haven't faced one of the main bosses in the game. You haven't even faced a fort, which is incredibly difficult. It's like comparable to a raid in like an MMO.
I'm just saying.
So how do they tackle that difficulty though if there's no stats? Like
They don't.
They do.
But they can only make the game so hard.
Yes, they can by adding more to it, by adding different classes of enemies that are maybe better at certain things, have different abilities, so you have to tackle multiple things at once.
But
It's the same way they did it in the Division.
No,
I mean, throw
because
multiple enemy types at you.
you can go get a gun that's slightly better that puts you over that boss.
yeah.
But
I
then
could
the
see-
enemies just get better guns, and so it's literally just a flat progression system there too. It doesn't change the game.
I could see where Adam's coming from though. If they maybe like expanded the game a little bit more, where there was like you had options on different classes on your end. If there's going to be different types of enemies, and then on top of the weapon progression or like stats and that sort of stuff. Like
they can make different enemies, but they can't make enemies tougher than others because then you have no way to counteract that.
yeah.
You just have to be smarter. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like there are enemies that are harder.
But in the
I've
end, they're
faced
all
them
going to have
already.
like
A max damage output.
a maximum.
Yeah, the guy that does melee damage probably does the same amount as the guy that's shooting you with a gun because it's.
I think
just
that's why we're
strategy
thinking
change.
about it wrong. It's a totally different type of game. Like nobody's tried this before. Nobody's tried a flat progression system where there isn't necessarily like, oh, I get the next best piece of gear. We're like stuck in this COD. Like
No,
I
but
need
here's
to
the thing,
level
but
up to be better.
But we're
That's not
focused
how it
on
goes.
focus on combat. If that's how you want to play it with a non-linear, whatever you just called it, gone.
Yeah, whatever.
They give us more stuff to do. Like I heard
Yeah,
one
no, I
idea.
do want that.
I heard one idea on YouTube. It was really cool. It was have NPC trade ships that you could give me pirate
That's
things
cool.
to do. The only
Yeah,
thing I
that's
can
cool.
do that's piratey is attack another ship and take their stuff. But like, what if it was an NPC ship? But like, make it another raid.
I'm
Like,
interested in that
a
concept.
new
So,
raid
yeah.
as like a big trade ship comes in and like it's another cloud in the sky, and then everybody in the server's like, "Oh shit, get to the boat!" Like, just give me more pirate stuff, and I think I'd be happy.
This is where I totally agree with you. I think the game is definitely in its infantile state. People jumped the gun to say that there was nothing else there, and most people haven't even played 5 hours. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like they're assuming a lot about the game that happens at 10, 12 hours, which I've already experienced, let alone 50, 60 hours when you're a legendary pirate, and there's possibly new voyages we don't even know about. No one's gotten there yet. Like, there's not a single person out there that's on the internet that's gotten there. It's just an assumption.
Crazy.
That's what I'm trying to say is like, it's been out for 4 days. We're jumping to conclusions based upon the fact that people were expecting it to play like other games. That being said, I do love the idea of like live events that were not necessarily player controlled, that are maybe a little bit more randomized and unique and allow to kind of push you in sort of like almost like this is an adventure that just kind of happened, almost like Zelda, how it happens. You know, you just kind of run into something and it's just there, and you're like, I'm the only guy feeling this. I think that would be very cool.
Yeah.
So
it just
that's where I find
it's the base game is fine. I'm happy with the base game. It needs more stuff.
Yeah. That being said, I do think it's one of the most fun I've had.
Looking from the outside, it does look like they have a good concept, but they maybe could have expanded before they're launching it.
Yeah,
that's just from the outside look. Like I get the camaraderie, but if I didn't have you guys as friends and I just bought this game, like
no, it's not. It's okay solo. It's like barely acceptable solo, but it's not that game. Like, they shouldn't have let a solo game almost. They only did that probably to appease the handful of people that obviously would have lost their minds. Yeah, exactly. It's not a solo game, and if you play it like you're gonna grind to 50, you're gonna kill yourself. I think you just have to really embrace what makes it special, for it to be the game that I wanted it to be. That being said, I'm open to new stuff. I'm glad that they're talking about the problems.
Yeah,
that's something that's promising.
And I'm just happy Rare's making shit.
Oh God, right?
Yeah, I wish it was the older Rare, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take whatever I can get.
As long as it's not another one of those Sports Connect games, I'm fine.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah. Okay, well, guys, I haven't seen anybody mention the mobile code word.
You motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys don't want to go. Yeah, no one said anything yet. So if you guys want a code, type it in there. Mobile. That's all I need.
I don't have iOS. Well, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, it's very possible. But there is about 50% of the population that has it. So there you go.
I'm just saying.
2/3 of us, motherfucker.
Right now, we are finding out the coders are all Android users.
Yeah.
Or they already have it. Either one. But we'll be playing a little bit of the mobile versions just for like probably a match each. Like, I'm not even talking a long time, maybe 30 minutes. Just try to get a couple matches in, see if we can get a chicken dinner because it seems to be easy. I don't know, Adam, are you going to play with us or no?
Mobile PUBG?
Yeah, well, we're going to do PUBG and Fortnite, but
if you play crossplay in Fortnite, I can do that, and I do have my phone on me, so yes, I can do that.
There we go. So we're gonna have the 3 of us. We can have a mostly full squad. Okay, Pug or Bug. Pug. What the hell am I saying?
Hey now.
Bug gets one. She wanted a code?
She wanted a code.
Well, she's got herself a code. Bug, I'll get one to you. Don't worry about that. Any other final thoughts on anything tonight? We wanted to keep it kind of a focused thing. This is going to be the new structure for the code word. Short, sweet, and every other
bi-weekly, yeah.
Hey-o.
So, you guys have any other thoughts?
No. I'm just happy to be back. Happy to have our face on camera. Not tiny in the corner, you know?
Yeah. That's true. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you guys for joining me again. Thank you to everybody who watched. We had a pretty good viewer base today. So we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks with another update on everything that's going on in the news, or at least a couple cool things. And as always, stay classy, coders.